Hey, what's up, y'all? Good evening and welcome to the Water Bearer podcast. So, thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. If you've been here since day one, welcome to you as well. So excited for tonight's show. In case you don't know, the theme of this season is wild card. So, what that means is we're still talking about the zodiac signs, getting into that conversation, but we're saving it towards the end. So, if you know Dangelo's zodiac sign, you're more than welcome to leave your guesses in the comments, but don't give away his birthday because we'll reveal that towards the end of the show. So it's more about getting to know the people this season and then following that up with a conversation of how they think their zodiac sign plays into what they do, if any. And join the Drip family if you have not already done so. So sharing is caring, but subscribing is thriving. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you're watching there, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any content that drops on the channel. And you can catch the Drip every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So this season is the road to 100 episodes. So my 100th episode will be April 2nd. So every Thursday until April 2nd, we'll be running through this season and then take a little break for beginning of summer there and then come back in July. And so if you're not already doing so, you can follow me on these social media platforms. On Instagram, it's Poetic, it's P-E-A-U-X-E-T-I-C. And then TikTok, it's P-E-A-U-X-E-T-I-C, and then with the number 7 at the end for TikTok. And then for my guest this evening, Dangelo, you can follow him on Instagram and TikTok at Dangelo100. So that's D-A-N-G-E-L-O, and then the number 100. Or you can follow him also on Facebook at Dangelo Lee. So when I'm doing these podcasts and I'm finding guests, I always like to mix it up with people that I know and then people that I don't know, because I feel like it keeps me on my toes as a podcaster to be able to speak with people who I can't maybe predict how the conversation is going to go. But when I saw Dangelo's page, I was like, oh, he's really about his business. I saw the promotions for his book, Theology of Fitness, that we're going to get into. And then also he has another book, Parenting from a Distance, that we'll talk about. And so I just really love the presentation. And then also I thought it was a pretty cool idea, the idea of merging theology and spirituality with fitness, because the two do, I won't say necessarily maybe go hand in hand, and we'll talk more about this with D'Angelo. But I definitely say they have a place with each other. I'll say that for sure. That is my belief, at least. And so I'm so glad to have him on the show. And not only is Dangelo an author, of course, he's also a speaker. He's a wellness coach and a thought leader. And so I'm going to bring Dangelo out to join us now without any further ado. Hello. Hey, Dangelo, how's it going?
I am doing extraordinarily well on purpose, my friend.
I love that. That's awesome. And so before we get started, is there anything else that you want to share with the viewers and the listeners?
Well,
about yourself?
I'm a builder as well. So I build multifamily units, and I teach individuals how to build from dirt to dawn. So we could talk about that at another time. So It's all a part of the things that I do because I love to build legacy. And land is dirt is land, and land is legacy. You know, if you don't, my dad always says, son, if you don't yeah, so
that's right. I love. Oh, and one other thing, if I'm not mistaken, you're a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity too, right?
I am.
Thank
you for that, man. Thank you for that.
I was like, wait, I had to throw that in too. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, but much love to Divine Nine. We've had just about, I won't say all the signs, but almost all of them on here. So I'm definitely glad to have you on represented for this evening. Um, one thing.
Proud graduate of Morehouse College.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Morehouse man, brother here too.
Hey, okay. And so, are you? Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, born and raised, man. And
Really? Okay.
yes, and I left there, and I of course went to Morehouse, graduated from there, and I went to Wall Street for a few years and loved the summers in New York, but hated the winters.
Mm.
And so I was recruited to come to come to SMU, Southern Methodist University, to do degrees to get my master's of divinity as well as my MBA. And the exchange in that was the full ride is that I would pastor for the United Methodist Church. And I did do that for about 9 years, almost 10 years. Yeah. And I ended up meeting my wife at the time. We're divorced now. But I met my wife and that extraordinary mother of my children. And we're very good friends. And that's the gift that the UMC gave me in exchange for all the great and beautiful gifts that it gave to me.
Wow. I love that. So you've done a lot of different things
Yes.
and things that I love meeting people that do a lot of different things that don't necessarily traditionally connect, or
Yes.
you wouldn't think that they maybe go together. But that's awesome. I actually made a post about that, a little rant. I just love people that think outside of the box, and don't live in.
I later found out that I was dyslexic. I didn't know because I always I love school, but I loved math and my majors in math, but I struggled with it. And it was not until I had my oldest son, who was my namesake, tested because he was dyslexic.
Okay.
And man, I cried, man, because I struggled. My parents didn't know. They didn't know to have me tested for dyslexia.
Right.
And when I had my son, just all of those struggles and the pain that I went through, I did well in school, but if I would have known what my learning style was, it probably would not have been so tumultuous for me and make it a lot easier for my son. And what I learned is that because I'm dyslexic, we think out of the box. We see things differently. We process things differently. And that uniqueness is awesome. Like, Magic Johnson is dyslexic. You talk about Branson's dyslexic.
That's right, sure is.
A lot of very creative and well-to-do people are dyslexic because it forces us to think out of the box.
I love that. I love that.
Which is coming to the impetus of my book, Theology of Fitness.
Okay, and so I definitely want to talk about that too. So how did you, well, I guess this is a two-part question. So what has been your fitness journey? And then the second part of that question is what inspired you to write Theology of Fitness?
Okay, well then that's going to give you my history. As I mentioned to you, I pastored in the United Methodist Church for a while, and I've always been a fit person. I come from from the Kojic Church, the Church God in Christ.
Oh yeah.
I was born and raised in Kojic.
Okay.
My grandfather was a bishop. My uncle succeeded my grandfather, and now my cousin has succeeded his dad. So we're like 3 generations deep as bishops in the Church of Christ, and I mean a plethora of pastors. And my dad was a pastor too in Los Angeles, and so we're deep in that. So I've always been a man of faith,
right?
Even as a child, and I've always been a man of fitness. And let me tell you how the fitness piece came. And I remember when I went to Morehouse and I was helping one of my friends move out of an apartment, and he said, "Man, you got love handles." I said, love handles. I didn't know what love handles were, because I've always been a skinny dude. And he said, those little things on your waist. I declared that day that no one would ever say that to me again.
And first of all, if you're helping him move,
Right.
who cares? I mean, I would be more offended by that than the comment about love handles.
You set me on fire because I've always been a very skinny man. I was a really thin man. I mean, a thin high school, college man. I never got over like 160. I always wanted to be bigger. So I thought it was kind of cool that he mentioned that I had something outside of, bones on my body.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't catch it then. I just said, okay, maybe I am bulking up. Maybe I am, putting up my body. So I've always been a man of faith. And I've always been a man of fitness. And when I began to pastor, I noticed that a lot of my congregations, were coming in as, young people. And I watched them not only grow this way, but I saw them grow this way too. And
I'm not trying to make it funny, but that is, well,
it is. Yeah, it's very prominent. And the results of that is that many of them struggled with preventable diseases. Mm-hmm. And as a pastor, many of them succumb to these diseases. And it did not dawn on me until after I went through a very dark time. My mom passed away, and I was not able to be at her funeral. And my mom and I was very close. Both of my parents, they're the wind beneath my wings. And I remember I would tell my friends that when you guys see me kind of fall into that dark space and place, just get me to the gym. Just get me there. And it was something about lifting those weights. It was something about running that just opened up my mind and opened up my spirit. And I began to conclude that, man, your fitness is influencing your faith. And your faith is influencing your fitness. Man, you got to write about this.
Wow.
And so I just began to understand how important this vessel, this clay vessel that God made and gave to us to be stewards over was an expression of our faith. Your body says something about the God that you serve or the relationship of the higher power that you're in. How you care for this demonstrates an outward expression of your inward commitment. And I needed to, and it was incumbent upon me to delineate between the two, because when you look at faith communities, that's a place of what? Life. It's a place of where, of prosperity and joy and kindness and love and peace and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist. It does. But what also exists is high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, heart trouble, all of these that are preventable diseases. And they're preventable because if we would just take care of our temples, you can't speak in tongues and bring down your cholesterol level.
Right. And
you can't lay hands on your metabolism.
That's true. And unfortunately, in our culture, that's
a thing. You cannot tithe your way out of obesity. You cannot.
Right.
It is our responsibility to take responsibility of the body that God has gave us. And when you think about this, when you think about this creation, how marvelous it is, and how the planets and the universe and everything works in harmony. If you believe in the creation story, God said that, but the Bible says that God spoke these things and he said, let there be light.
Right.
He said, let there, be a firmament, let there be a sky, let there be a sea, let there be a fowl of the air and animals of the sea, animals of the field and fish in the sea. He spoke these things. But the man, the woman, the body, he said, let us make. Think about that. The most intimate, personal thing you can do is to make something.
Right.
And he made man after his own image. And when he finished, he said, man, this is good. He said, man, this is tight.
Right.
It was so tight and so great that he said, let me breathe my life into it. Let me live inside of this vessel because it is so good.
Right.
And so the very breath, so the Hebrew word is called ruach. And the body of man that God formed it with his own hands, formed it. And then he breathed into the man's nostril, what we call the ruach. And when I mean man, I mean woman too. He breathed into the ruach of God. And then man became a living soul. Up until then, they were just a clay vessel. Really looked good on the ground.
Right. But no life.
I mean, he looked at it and said, man, this is good. That's what it can't move. It has no life. He said, let us give it life. Now, the very breath of God is the life that we live. So the question is, how are you taking care of your temple? How are you looking out for the tenant that lives in your building? We have a tenant living in this vessel. And how am I taking care of it? What am I doing to be a good steward and to show gratitude to God who gave me this body and said, guess what? And I'm gonna live in you.
Right.
I'm gonna walk with you. I'm gonna be with you. And what are we putting on God inside of us when we eat? What do we do when we drink and put all that stuff? What is it when we're stressed out and we can't think and our hair falling out and we just blowing up and our ankles are too big, our knees are too big? This very temple that God created and said I live in. And we got a tenant living inside of it. That's what Theology of Fitness is about.
Right. And I love that. And so, okay, you made me think of a couple of things as you were talking that I'm curious to know. So I know with you being a pastor, and I know with that probably comes, I don't want to say this in a heartless way, but dealing with a lot of people's excuses on things or why, maybe why they're not moving forward spiritually. And then to your point with the fitness, and I love how you said it helps get you out of a dark place, because that's kind of how I view working out too. I work out as a habit, yes, but it's not really to look a certain way. It's a stress reliever for me. Sure. So I feel like, okay, once I do that, then I can conquer whatever the day is. And of course, like I have fitness goals and I want to, it look better and stuff. That comes with the territory, but it's not my main focus.
Motivation.
But right. But what would you say to people, because I know you mentioned that for most of your life you've been, I would say, genetically predisposed to be thin. So what do you tell people who may say, oh, well, it's hard for me to lose weight because I'm naturally thick, or I'm, how do you combat those types of responses?
Well,
maybe the people give you.
Well, let me correct you that I am not genetically predisposed to being fit. My family.
Well, thin, I would say, at least.
My family has dealt with obesity, and if I would have continued to do the things that my family did, like eat all of these high cholesterol, fatty foods and things of that nature, chitlins and chicken feed, and all the stuff that go. If I had continued eating that way, I would be a very large man. I would be larger than my frame is. Gotcha. And so that is the ammunition to anyone that is struggling with a just excessive weight. It didn't get there by itself. And it's not going to come off by itself. You have to do something to make that happen. And when you
Right.
understand the urgency of it, the significance of it, I want to get this right because God is my tenant. He's living inside of this building. I have a responsibility to God. If I'm telling folks, man, I love God, but I don't love the body that He has given me, that He lives in, that's like hypocritical. That's like an
It
oxymoron.
is. Mm-hmm.
How do you say you love God and you are the very expression of God, but you're not taking care of your temple? Or you're not taking care of your house? Just imagine God gave you a house down in Highland Park. You know where Highland Park is, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and got all the best designers and everything to go in and make this beautiful home for you. And then gave Carlos the keys. Say, here, Carlos, here are your keys. That's your house that I gave to you. We're going to live in it. Me and you, we're going to live in it. And I go into the house, and then I just knock out the windows. Just go and break them out. Just, you know.
Oof.
I go in and I take the faucets and I rip the faucets out and water just spewing all over the place. I go and, you know, and turn the toilet up and just let it flow all over the place. That's what it is when we don't take care of our temple. That's what it means when you allow yourself just to become overweight. Why? Because of the choices that you're making.
Right.
We make new choices when we know better. We do better. My slogan is, faith and fitness is not a fad. It's a fact.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Great facades glorifies God.
Wow. I love that. I love it. So what? Okay, so I want to get your take on this, just hypothetically. So I don't know if you've ever seen this show. It's pretty popular. I'm sure you probably have. My 600-Pound Life. So you've heard of it? Okay. So on the show, without fail, every episode that I've seen, I'm not an avid watcher of it, but I've seen a few episodes here and there. The part that just burns me up about those people and their situations is I'm more upset at the enablers in their life more than the people who are obese, because you have these people who literally can't even walk to the refrigerator, but they're yelling and screaming at their mother or their brother or their husband or wife or whoever to bring them the food, and the people bring it.
Yeah.
So what is your take on that, on enablers for people?
At the end of the day, I'm responsible for me. I'm responsible for me. God gave me, and He gave them. And it is my responsibility to take care of it. Now, of course, our environments play a lot in, you know, our fitness and even our faith, and just generally how we are. And so it's important for us as leaders. And my primary focus of my book is to leaders first,
Right?
Because I was a leader, and if you get the head right, Carlos, the rest will follow. So if you get the leaders, you get pastors, and you get CEOs, or the church leader, the Boy Scout leader, the coaches. You get all of these people to model faith and fitness, lead a faith and fit life, practice that before your people, the rest will follow.
I love that.
It's difficult when you say one thing but do another. How do you teach about faith and fitness and the pastor's obese? His wife is obese. His children are obese. And all the women in the choir is obese. How do you square that? Most people, and the reason being that, particularly within the communities of faith, we don't talk about the body because we have been told to demonize the body. Oh man, that's worldly to be, to be fit. That's worldly to be concerned about your body. That's don't do. That's not God. So you're not concerned about it, which is such a misnomer, such a miseducation. It is such a misinterpretation of
Right.
Scripture. Paul said to the Corinthian church, and he raised this question. He said, "Do you not know?" As though it's like, I mean, do you guys not get it? Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit?
Right.
Y'all don't know that?
Right.
Because if you don't understand it, you're going to miss the mark.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have a full, robust relationship with God because guess what? You're too sick.
Right.
You're too weighed down.
You can't.
You really can experience the fullness of God and the fullness thereof, as the scripture says, because you are not taking care of your temple. You can't even get up the walk to experience the beautiful, the lavishness of this earth.
Right.
You even fit in a airplane chair. I mean, not everyone, but because they're small people too that are dealing with preventable diseases.
Sure. Right.
But whether you're on that end of the spectrum or this end of the spectrum, we got to take care of our bodies. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what your religion is. Fitness does not have a religion.
No.
You can
anybody can do it.
And most sacred scriptures talk about taking care of yourself. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, within the Christian church, particularly in churches of color, we don't. And the pastors are ill-equipped. And so that's what I do with Theology of Fitness is give them a tool. Give them a tool so they can learn and understand theologically what it means to be a man of faith and fitness. And then I have a consulting, Theology of Fitness, I have consulting where I literally go in and I help those organizations get fit with the leaders first. I have all kind of products. TheoFit. This is my plant-based product that I have. This is
nice
protein. So when you go in, I give them a full kit of all of the products because you got to get your system right, to get well, to get fit. And then we go in. Then I have a fitness app that designs workouts for you wherever you are. And so each day you'll get a workout. And it tells you what it is you need to do, and it measures your protein intake and then your calorie intake, and let you know where you are throughout the day. Because this is a journey to fitness, and it has become a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. I come in and I get the head right by educating them about what does it mean to be a man, a woman, a person that is fit to lead. Right. Not only do I just teach them about it, but also provide the necessary resources and products that you need in order to make sure that you are successful on this journey.
I love that you give them tools too, because I think a lot of people it's easy for somebody to say, "Oh, do this and do that," and as you mentioned earlier, do as I say and not as I do. But you're doing it. Yes. And you're giving them the tools too. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's important. It's important, man, because when you move to a life of faith and fitness, it is a conscious decision. So as a man thinketh, so as a woman thinketh, so are they. So are we. So if you don't think and understand that your body is a temple, that you have a responsibility to care for it, then you're going to miss the mark. There's going to be this unleveled relationship between you and God. And then guess who gets the bad rap? It's God. Because you got family praying for you to get well. If you just would take care of your health. God, please help my mother not lose her legs. Well, stop giving her chicken legs and fried, all that stuff. Come on, man. There's some things that we can do. And then people end up blaming God. Well, God, why didn't you heal my mom? Then they get mad at God and want to leave God and all this other stuff. When we are co-conspirators to our own demise.
Mm.
And we have to become conscientious of that. We're enablers of our own demise. And when we come to grips with that, when we come to grips that it is not God that's making me eat all of these calories every day, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm choosing what to eat. I'm choosing to eat this versus that. I'm choosing the unhealthy versus the healthy. I'm choosing to stay in situations that causes my stress level to go up, which raises your cortisol level. And anytime your cortisol level it is a fat blocker. You will not lose fat. It keeps you. It's
Right.
not
So
a
even
fat
if you
burner.
are eating healthy, right?
And, I mean, if you and even what talking to you, I was at the post office this morning, earlier today prior to the podcast, and there was this young lady. She was asking about what I do, and I told her I was an author. She said that she's on this workout journey, and kind of share some things with her, and she was doing those, and she said to me, "Which is better, running or walking?" And I shared with her that when you run or you do anything that's strenuous, your cortisol level rises because your body is in shock mode. That's what cortisol does. So you're less likely. You will lose weight. It will work, but it works harder because your cortisol level is so high. But the actual workout is causing the fat loss and things of that nature. But if you walked and you were kind of walking, but you walk farther, you're at peace. Your cortisol level drops. And when your cortisol level drops, your fat burners start burning. That's why stress is so important to manage whenever you're trying to manage your weight.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you allow yourself to be in stressful environments or whatever the case might be, it's counterintuitive to losing weight and maintaining it.
Wow. Okay, you just taught me something right there, and that makes sense because no one, well, I won't say no one, but you're not going to be stressed while you're walking. Yeah. It's peaceful, and even if you start off stressed, like you said, the longer you go, yes, by the end of the walk, you kind of feel like,
and you can get on a treadmill and go at an angle. I mean, you want it to be brisk, but you don't want to like run yourself into the hole thinking that you're moving towards fitness. Your body is in shock. And anytime your cortisol is just your flight hormone. When somebody gets you, that's your cortisol to make you run and do that.
Right.
Whenever you stay in a constant place like that, that stays on your body. So you have to lower your cortisol level. You've got to find a place of peace in your body and in your mind. Let the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. You got to have that peace, and that peace, when you think about the Hebrew word, it's called completeness. It's called wholeness. It's called oneness.
Right.
One is at peace, and what are you in oneness with God and in yourself? That creates peace. And then when you create the peace, it surpasses all understanding.
Hey. Yes. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. But you led into this a little bit. So these next two questions I have for you, I've been asking everyone this season. So this first one is called Two Truths and a Lie. So it's not exactly like the traditional two truths and a lie. So basically, you'll tell me two truths, and we'll stick with the fitness realm, that you've learned about faith and fitness. And then also a lie meaning something that people believe that's a myth. A good example would be the running that you just said. I didn't really put two and two together on that. I know about cortisol, but I didn't really factor that in. That in long run, it's not, may not be the best for you.
Yep.
So, what would you say are two truths and a lie in that realm?
Two truths: that faith and fitness is not a fad. That's a truth, but it's a fact. That's the second truth. And the lie is that you can't achieve fitness. You just, it's just too difficult to do it. So I'll just stay how I am, and God loves me how I am. Amen. I tell somebody, we call it around an Allah. That's an Allah.
I might have to steal that.
Allah. Yeah, hey, not against my Muslim brothers, but it kind of,
Right. That's a lot.
To my Muslim brothers.
Right. No, I didn't. Well, hopefully they didn't. I didn't take it that way. But no, okay. I love that. Okay. And this second question is called Pick a Card. So since this is wild card theme this season, so we'll imagine that we have 4 playing cards in front of us. And so behind every card is a hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 4 cards to choose from, depending on which card you pick.
I'm saying.
Well, not tarot cards.
My parents didn't let us play cards. That's what I tell folks.
So you didn't play spades or anything like that?
Oh man, my parents didn't allow that, dude. We were sanctified. We had a sanctified house. It got us. So my partners were looking, bro, you don't know how to play spades and time. I said, dude, I came from a sanctified home. Whether I was sanctified or not, I had to sanctify. So I never learned to play cards. I never learned to play dominoes or anything of that nature. And my ex-wife, who, she plays spades like a dude. And she would get on. I put my wife up. My ex-wife, she'll get you. And she would throw the cards down and talk bad to them.
Oh, she's really in it.
She's bad, bro. So I vicariously lived through her.
Okay.
So I'll pick a card vicariously.
Okay, through her. Okay. So this is so let's say we have a king of diamonds, a king of hearts, a king of spades, and a king of clubs. So of those 4 cards, which one would you pick?
King of diamonds.
I knew it. I said, and that's so funny why I said the card in my head. I was thinking the card's really not going to matter, because as soon as I say king of diamonds, I figured that's what you were going to say.
Yes, hey. And it's crimson and cream.
Right. Okay. So hypothetically, what would you say to someone who says focusing on fitness too much makes you vain?
Okay, it does. There's nothing wrong with vain, because vain and victory go together.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. When you understand why you're getting fit, it's okay to be vain. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just victory now. You change it from vanity to victory.
Okay. And so when you say the vanity, it goes with the victory. I like that. I've never heard it put like that. So are you saying victory but void of pride, or having some pride too?
Absolutely. That your vanity has substance now.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that my weightlifting is called my worship now.
Okay.
I know that my push-ups are praises now. I just happen to look good. I just have to have
right. That's just the process. Right.
Yeah, but my vanity has substance now. I understand why I do what I do, and that's why I look good. So it's a different. So your vanity turns into victory with substance.
I like that. Okay. Hey, you coming out with some t-shirt designs here tonight.
Hey, but I
I
do
like
that
that.
anytime, brother.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so before we get to the last segment, which is a game I play with every guest on the show, it's called Dead in the Water. And so I'll ask you 5 this or that themed questions. And instead of telling me the one you like the best, you'll tell me the one that you would throw back in the water. So essentially, the one you like the least is the one you would give me. But before we get into that, I do have to ask you, when is your birthday?
Where is my birthday, or when is my birthday?
When is your birthday?
Oh, I am a December baby, and I'm a Christmas child.
Ah, Christmas child. Okay. Oh, so you're Capricorn.
Yes, I am a Capricorn baby.
Hey, you know what? And you, okay, so doing this podcast, just transparency, and I'll share this with you. I feel like it fits our conversation, especially since I know you used to be a pastor and all that. I do this for fun. So although I do, and I always tell people 2 things can be true. So while I do believe there is some truth into astrology, I don't make generalizations of people. But I do think that, so like I'm an Aquarius, I do think that a lot of people who are Aquarians, they do have certain traits. Not saying that it's by the book or anything like that. But on the flip side to that, I am a Christian. I do believe in God. And so you'd be surprised like how many posts or comments or DMs that I get, and people will say,
That ain't
"Oh,
God.
you need to follow God." Yeah, you need to follow God. And I'm like, I'm not on here flipping card, and no disrespect to people who do tarot cards. Right. I'm like, to me, it's just the goal of this podcast is to give people tools to better communicate with each other. So
let me jump into that. Let me jump into that.
Okay.
Because if we go back to that other segment where you had 2 truths and a lie, that's a lie.
Which part?
That astrology is not Christian, or Christian is not astrology. When God told the disciples to go see Jesus, what did he tell them to do?
Look at the stars. Oh, shut them down. Let me tell you, I'm going to use this as a clip, and I'm just going to send it to people when they say.
The very presence, the very manifestation of God on earth in flesh was at a place that only a star could lead them to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden you're going to tell me that somehow the stars are not godly and God made them? How do you think Moses got to where he needed to be? How do you think they figured out where Mount Sinai was versus Mount Gilead? How did they follow the stars? So stop that foolishness that is not God.
Wow.
That is, I mean, and people that read cards, they ain't no different than the prophets. They just read cards. They don't, get tithes and offering. They get a, whatever they give. They get a
cash app. Yeah, well, you know what? I feel like you have a really fresh take that honestly I haven't heard a lot, but I love it. I think it's a great thing, because I was going to say, as you talked, and I'm interested for the people who are watching and listening, Capricorns, in my opinion, and again, not to make a generalization, but they are a very no nonsense sign. Meaning, so I have one of my best friends is a Capricorn. So he's the type of person that I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve. But if I had a situation that I don't know if I'm ready to hear that answer, I may not tell him right away, because I know he's gonna give me the real. And same with the females. The female Capricorns are
very matter of fact.
Yeah, very matter of fact. And so as you were talking, I was thinking, wow, like, talk about being aligned with your purpose and your calling, because I feel like leading people into this faith and fitness journey, I feel like being a Capricorn gives you some extra sauce that maybe other people wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you? Okay, I was going to ask you what you thought about that.
Oddly enough, just recently, I wish I was able to pull it up. I just put in through the astrological platform, my date of birth and time of birth and all that other stuff, and wanted to really understand about what does it mean to be a Capricorn and things of that nature. And I wish I can read it to you, because it says everything that you just said, that I am a leader. I am a leader. Wow. I am very articulate. I am a thought leader. I am a builder. I build home. I've been a preacher. I've been a pastor. I've been a politician. I've done all of those leadership types of roles. I like peace. I like calm. I like stability. I know how to bring people together. I know how to motivate you and move you to the next level. I do systems, and there's chronology to what I do. I don't like instability. There's always a predictable way to get to where you have to be. And I am matter of fact about it too, as well. So yes, that's a Capricorn.
Wow. I respect it. I respect it, because and I even think too.
And I found out that see, that's a part of Capricorn. They just cut you off in the middle of a sentence.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
And then I also learned who is my compatible sign, my love compatible sign, which was new to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So did you? And you can share that if you want to, but did you think that it applied to you, or was it correct, or how did you feel about it?
One thing that I've come to terms with, that I'm okay with, as being a man of God and being a man of faith, is that astrology is not antithetical to God. I don't have a problem with understanding astrology. I don't have a problem with understanding, how our systems and our solar system move and how we are impacted by it. I mean, our seasons change because of the shifting of the earth.
Right.
The sun orbits around the earth every 24 hours. That's the astrology. That's in the heavens. That's that stuff up there.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
We changed. We don't wear white after Labor Day. Why? Because the stars have shifted. We just got the seasons. Bro. But
that's true.
The atmosphere has changed. The stars have realigned. That's why it gets cold. And when they realign again, it gets hot. And then it realigns again, then the leaves fall. Then it realigns again, and then we go into spring. That's the movement of the stars. That's the movement and guess who put it in place?
God.
So why am I going to be against what God has made?
And I'm telling you.
We can get into the history of why all that is, okay, but that's a whole nother podcast. There was this theologian that I studied, and his name was Bookman. And Bookman was authored a book called Demythologizing God.
Oh.
Demytholizing. Stop. Let's undo all of these untruths about God, so that we can really have a wholesome relationship. It's like having a relationship with somebody that you really don't know.
Right. But saying that you have a relationship, right?
You're in a relationship based on what people told you about them, or her, or it.
Right.
Opposed to saying, okay, let's strip down. Let's get naked and nude before each other, and let's find out who we are. And if we really get to that point in God and stop believing everything people tell us. I remember so vividly, when I went to Morris College, I loved my experience there, man, was very transformative for my life. And I remember taking African American history from a professor named Dr. Braithwaite. I mean, pivotal person in my life. And I remember going into his class, and he gave us 2 syllabus. He said, "This is one syllabus because it was accredited college, and you guys have to do this. But I want you guys to follow this syllabus in your rooms, in your dorms, at your apartments, wherever you live." Then he gave us another syllabus. And he said, "But we're going to talk about this in class." He says, "Because I want to challenge your presuppositions." He said, "Because too many of us have never used this muscle between our ears. Because everybody has told you who you are. You're a boy, you're a girl. That's it. That's that. This green, this white. And we believe it. Then we go to school and we get degrees, believing what somebody told us.
Yep.
And never ever took the time out to say, well, what is up really up? What is up down?" I mean, to say it's cold really cold. I mean, to have these conversations, you may come back to the same conclusion.
Right, but at least you know for
but
yourself.
At least it's yours now. And that's what Dr. Braithwaite wanted us to teach us. I know a lot of us went to school. I remember some people, I used to tell people, I went to Morehouse with a trunk load of presuppositions, just dragging all this stuff in. But you think you're like, hey, Carlos, I didn't drink coffee because my mom told me coffee made you black.
You didn't even drink it.
I mean, I didn't drink coffee until I was late into my 40s.
Really?
I never, because I believe that crap. So I'm bringing all these presuppositions into this whole life. But when I left, I had a little clutch.
A lot of that stripped away.
I got rid of that stuff, dude. That stuff is holding you down.
Yeah.
Holding you down. Like what's Erykah Badu song?
Yeah, love Erykah Badu. Yeah, bag lady. Yeah.
I remember my dad told me this little story about this little girl. She was at her mom's home. She was with her mom, and she was watching her mom cook Thanksgiving dinner. And the mother cut the wings off of the turkey. And so the little girl said, "Mommy, why you cut the wings off the turkey?" She says, "My mom did it." And fortunately, she had her grandmother there. So she went to grandma. She said, "Granny," she said, "why does mom cut the wings off of the turkey?" And she said, "Well, my mom did it." And fortunately, Nana was there too. So the little girl went to Nana. She said, "Nana, why does grandma and mommy cut the wings off of the turkey?" Nana said, "Baby, my pop was too small."
And they probably never asked her why she did it.
Big old pop, just cutting it.
Could have kept the wings on there.
Could have kept the wings on it, dude. Grandma didn't have pots. Nana couldn't, she don't have the luxuries that we have today.
Right.
But how many of us are still holding on to those presuppositions and those things that are weighing us down, dude? And that's not God. That's what faith and fitness is about, man, freeing you up in every area of your life so that the Spirit of God can really live through you, that you really manifest on the outside what you profess on the inside.
Awesome. Wow. I love that. I love it. Okay. Hey, wow. This hour has flown by like too fast. I got to have you back on the show because I feel like it's a lot of things that we can discuss too, like on future episodes. So yeah, this has been great. Okay. So this is the last segment. So again, it's called Dead in the Water. So I'll give you 5 this or that questions. And so this first one I have for you is between these two, weights or cardio. If you had to throw away one, which one would you throw away?
Cardio.
Okay. You keep the weight.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Between these two foods, rice or potatoes, got to give away one forever. Which one would you get rid of?
Potatoes.
Okay. Get rid of potatoes. All right. Now this is a little bit of, I guess you could say fashion, a little bit. Loafers or boots? Which one you get rid of? Oh, you said that quick.
Boot man, baby.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I love a good boot. Yeah.
Matter of
Okay.
fact, I just bought some and I'm just sitting up here and I'm like, do I need these damn boots? Do I need these boots?
Oh, really? But you just wanted them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them because they're boots.
Right.
I wish I could pull them out for them really right near me.
Why not?
And you'll say, yeah, man, you should keep those, bro. You should keep those.
Yeah. And see, I was just about to say, I probably would be no good in helping you get rid of them because I would say, yeah, you should keep them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll be a co-conspirator.
Right. Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Between these two,
Legacy.
reputation or legacy?
Legacy.
Oh, okay. So you throw away the legacy. Okay.
Yeah, legacy.
All right. And so the last one, motivation or preparation, which one would you get rid of?
Preparation.
Okay. Keep the motivation. Okay. Okay.
Preparation.
Wow.
Preparation is motivation.
Mm. Mm.
When you're prepared, you're always motivated.
Right.
You can be motivated but be unprepared. You're gonna flop.
That's true. So you gotta have it. No, I love that. And that's such a again, I feel like that's so fitting for Capricorn because the Capricorn is gonna be prepared, they're gonna be ready. And
always meet the moment prepared, baby. Always.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. I love that. Okay. Hey, well, Dangelo, this has been great. Thank you so much for coming on and enlightening the audience and even me some things that I had never looked at. I love being able to look at things with a fresh perspective, and I feel like you definitely did that tonight. Is there anything you want to share with the viewers and the listeners before we close out? And, oh, well, definitely where people can get your books.
Yes. Yes, you can always go to my website. That's dangelolee.com. That's DAN, not DE, DANGELO, Lee,
Okay.
LEE.com.
Okay.
And then you can also get it at Amazon.com. Theology of Fitness. And we'll talk about my other book at another time.
Yes, Parenting from a Distance is your other book. So yeah, make sure y'all get both of them. I'm definitely going to be ordering my copies to have them as well. And then I'll have the website in the video description too for everyone looking. So thank you again, Dangelo. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on. And yeah, looking forward to the next time for sure.
Man, it was a joy, man. Remember, faith and fitness is not a fad, it's a fact. And great facades, they truly glorifies God.
Hey, I love that. I love it.
Look out for some t-shirts. I got some more apparel coming out with all these sayings, as people tell me all the time. Like I said, man, that's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So guess what? They're t-shirts now. So they'll be out real soon within the next week or so.
Okay, and these will be on your website too?
Yes, they'll be on my website and my TikTok shop and Amazon store and the whole 9 yards.
Hey, I love it. Okay, I got to get one of those too then.
Absolutely, man. Hey, and I want to send you an autographed copy. So just get in touch with me. I'll get that to you, and then I want to get your autographed copy of both books.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely would love to have it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you again, Dangelo, and thanks for all of the listeners and the viewers. And then y'all make sure y'all tune in with us again on next Thursday, same time at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right.
Be blessed, you guys.
Yes, be blessed.